moments larger than life. Every call, every daring move, every driver's dream comes through. If you love the race beyond the wheel, Virtual Grip Network makes it real. Stock car shaking the virtual ground. Open wheel thunder, speed unbound. GT machines in the neon glow. Every corner's got a tale to show. Different leagues, one shake flame. Every broadcast part of the name. Eyes on track, mics turned on. We're there with you till the final lap's gone. Not just watching, we're in the run. Chasing the truth, the family tale. Rip the night, feel the story ignite. Every battle burning under broadcast lights. From the green to the checkered flag, we make the moments larger than life. Every call, every daring move, every driver's dream comes true. If you love the race beyond the wheel, Virtual Grip Network makes it real. It's more than laps and running lines. It's heartbeats caught between the times. From the first grid call to the final cheer, we turn the race into something you feel. Slow it down, then build it higher. Voices rise with the engine fire. Every replay, every stand-up fight, felt it together on race night. In the night that the legends lead, or the underdog, every winning streak. From hometown heroes to the final line, we hold on till the end of the fight. When the string goes down, the echoes remain. Another chapter written in speed and flame. If you live for the more than the wasting truth, Virtual Grip Network, that's you. Sign of fate, but the passion stays. Another race in the broadcast haze till the lights go green and the mics ignite. Virtual Grip Network grips the night.
We are live on the Virtual Grip Network for the OBRL YesterYear Gen 4 Cup Series. I'm Zach Chapman, a.k.a. Shaggy. Along with a sub for BMAC this week, we got Josh Buckley. And behind the curtain, the absolute best, the one and only Ryan Seneker. Us three wouldn't be able to do our thing, though, tonight without the help of some key sponsors. Top Flight Computers, Kailu Glass, Zero Shoes, and of course, the title sponsor, YesterYear Racing, where past meets present. Last Sunday night, the OBRL had a showdown with the Lady in Black, where the drivers looked to try and tame the Darlington Raceway, and tame it they did. We saw 3 flags last Sunday. The green, followed by 119 laps. The white, then the checkered. The performance those guys put on in this Gen 4 machine may go unmatched for the remainder of the season. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. But the one man who was able to take advantage of the long green flag run and walk away. It's the man that drives the number 78, and his name is Courtney Nelson. If you haven't heard the name, you better get used to it, because Courtney looks to be back on the saddle and ready to ride all the way to a championship here this season. But tonight could be full of chaos. Tonight, anything can happen. Tonight, the drivers set foot on one of the most famous half-mile tracks in the world, the Bristol Motor Speedway, for 200 laps of bumper-to-bumper action. Now, Josh, I don't know what you think of when you think of Bristol, but me, I think of the bump and run. Earnhardt shoving Labonte to the inside. I think that's the way, ultimately you don't want to offend your fellow driver, but sometimes you got to lay the wood a little bit here at this half-mile place.
Oh, absolutely. I love Bristol Motor Speedway, man. One of my favorite tracks. Just as you said it, me being a Rusty Wallace fan, remember him and Jeff Gordon getting into it. Just, bump and runs. You got it. Sometimes you got to use that. I like to call it a chrome horn. It's not really a chrome horn on these cars, but you have to use that bumper a little bit.
We were talking a little bit here in practice. I had mentioned how, I didn't know if it was maybe going to be the top, but we were both rolling around out there, and I would say majority of guys rolling the bottom. Do you think that's going to cause congestion, maybe open up that high side? Well, what are you thinking here for later in the race?
I think it's going to be chaos, to be honest with you. It's obviously, it looks like everybody's for the most part running the bottom, and you're just going to see some really what I would think to be some late moves to people's inside, maybe even get some 3-wide action going on, just to, if it gets really congested, just everybody taking advantage of any opportunity they have.
Well, I don't know if I've had Ryan bring this up all season, as we're only really 5 in, but Ryan, do you have the points? I should have asked you that. Yeah, look at him on the ball. Of course he does. Dwayne MacArthur, 7-point lead over Kevin Strandberg. Derek Paulson still in the hunt, but from there on back, it gets a little tighter through 4th on 10th for that outside looking in spot. Well, top 16 going here, Josh, but you know the drill. I mean, you want to get as much comfort and space as you can here. And what's more impressive, I know you're the sub-in guy, but there are a couple guys on this list who have missed a race, and one of them on there looking like he's going to miss another one here tonight is Matt Watkins, not in the session.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle points-wise when you're missing races, but, life happens. It's part of it, but you just make the best of it. You try to, get the, best points night out of it that you can, and just try to move forward and keep the car clean.
Yeah, and keeping the car clean, that's going to be tricky here as we roll into Bristol. Now, looking, as I mentioned, we have 29 cars here. Going to be some familiar names at the top of this list when we do indeed get it, as qualifying almost coming to an end. But Josh, if you were out there, if you were their race admin here, what would be your last word of advice? How do we bring this thing home clean?
Patience is really the biggest thing. Stuff's going to happen very fast here. You just got to be looking ahead, far ahead. You can't be just looking at the car right in front. You got to be looking far ahead, and it's patience and just be on that brake pedal if you need to avoid something.
Glad you brought that up. We'll dive more into that later here, but I like how you're talking about looking far ahead. There are too many drivers, I think, who get too focused on that nose, but we'll talk about that here later. Ryan, you know what time it is. Bring up that starting grid, and I should have told Josh this. I'm sure he's used to it in the other places, but we'll go every other guy here. Starting on the pole, the 11 of Tom Ogle, to the top shelf, the 94 of Scott Negus.
And third, we're going to have Roger Hurley, and to his outside, Andrew Kotska.
The 01 of Kevin Strandberg lines up on the inside of row 3, to the top shelf, the 78 of Courtney Nelson.
Starting in 7th is the 33 of Todd Cousins, and to his outside is the 38 of Bod Fellenbaum.
The General Dwayne MacArthur takes the 83 machine and lines up on the inside of the 74 of Alan Wanamaker. They make up row 5.
And 11th is going to be Ben Shepard, and who's outside Kevin Masser.
Dave Maxon takes the 09 and lines up on the inside of the 9 of Brian Lynch for row number 7.
And 15th is going to be Robert Gorsico, and to his outside is Eric Essery.
Row 9 to the inside, the deuce of Clay Walker, to the top shelf, the 06 of Derek Paulson.
And 19th is going to be the 81 of Chris Bates, and to his outside the 27 of Jack Yeagerman.
Jeff Lehmeyer takes that 36 and lines up on the inside of the 30 of Gavin Adams in row 11.
23rd is going to be Victor Lane, and to his outside is John Brown.
The 26 of Tommy Embassy and Andy Thomas in the 6 make up row 13.
27th, you're going to have the 49 of Ken Allen, and to his outside in 28th, Torrance Childs.
And rounding out the field, the 07 of Rick Nitz there. I was worried. It came down to, I was staring. Sorry about that pause, but there were only 4 seconds of grid time, and man, the General Dwayne MacArthur just made it. He was that last one we were waiting on. I was holding my breath for him. That's not the way you want to start Bristol here on pit road. That be a long distance to make up here. And I would think the biggest thing, not about distance to make up, but it's the distance you lose. One mistake on pit road tonight, Josh, you're going to go a lap down.
Oh, absolutely. Any mistakes on pit road, you're going around so fast. These guys are putting 14, 15-second lap times. So any missed time on pit road is going to make it for a long night.
Can't remember if they do 2 trips around or not. And Ryan does verify they are doing 2 trips. I was pretty sure we went to the dirt rules for this one. I mean, 1 parade lap would be pretty quick here at the half-mile raceway. That being said, doing 100 miles here tonight. Nothing changes in that neck of the woods, but I would think strategy may play a little bit into it tonight, Josh, because we were talking, anywhere between, let's be safe, 135 to 150. You could run this thing full tank. And, I mean, if you cut it in half, you don't need to go that long, so we may see some tire strategy tonight.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how these guys make these calls. Some people might come in at, lap 100 and just, do it halfway. Some guys might try to stay out longer, so that way they have the fresher rubber later in the run. And cautions will, really dictate what goes on here.
Well, as we look to that Tennessee sky, the green flag waves. We are underway. 200 laps to play here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Great jump for Tom Ogle in the 11th. Scott Negus right there in tow. Front 4 go single file. 78 and Nelson, he's got some company on the inside. Strandberg thinking about taking a peek. Can't get there for now. Top 5 run away. There's that battle for 6th. See Strandberg still on the bottom. That's Bob Fellenbaum, I believe, in the 38, working to the outside. I'm liking what I see here, Josh. It's pretty racy early.
Yeah, it is pretty racy. I'm just trying to take advantage of the fresh tires right now. And it looks like the top lane does kind of work a little bit. You're able to get a lot better launch off the corner to keep the speed up. But everyone seems to be sticking to the bottom.
Right now, you see we're riding on board with Bob Fellenbaum. He's rolling that outside. You see Strandberg go back down on the inside, but caution, flag lays, and I'm hearing it might be Crisco here. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, just looks like a self-spin there. Maybe it's a little too much brake, and that rear end just slipped right out from under him.
Alrighty, first caution of the day, and well, this may be comedic for some, and I want to let people know what I'm going through here tonight. If I'm maybe a little quieter, Ryan, feel free to cut me off at any time. But I just did something hilarious to some, scary to me. I put an ant trap down near my computer about 20 minutes ago. Took the tab off, Josh, and threw it in my empty soda. What did I just do? Tried to drink said empty soda can. I remembered, spit all of it back in, but now I am sweating bullets. And I am, what do they say it? A hypochondriac. So now I'm going to be worried that I need to call poison control here for the next 2 hours.
I think you'll be fine, but it's a little bit funny. But I mean, I'm sure we've all done it, but probably not with that. But we've all done it in some way.
This is going to be a wild ride as I swish my mouth with water. I think the lights they're still on, so we'll go one more trip around here. And next time these guys really, It's something that people out there, Josh, they don't get to experience too much here, but you know, we like to pull up drivers under caution. These guys don't get too many cautions here, so if they do indeed have another one here, we'll try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's a big field for a track like this, so just I mean, for a self-spin, the good news about it is not a lot of people really got collected with that, so that's good for everybody.
Now they do click off here. Scott Negus goes to the outside here. Golden Arches trying to get out front, but he's got to fight around that vodka Sunny D seltzer machine. You know, Tom Ogle, I don't mean to toot my horn, but Josh, I did tell him this is one of the guys to watch here. I remember Tommy saying, you know, Bristol, one of his tracks, but I think he'd be honest, this car's been a little difficult for him, but if anybody's going to figure it out, it's going to be the 11, and what a place to do it here at the Bristol Motor Speedway as the field paces back to the green flag. It waves. We are back underway. Great jump there for Tom Ogle. Negus is going to be hung up to the outside here as Kotska, nope, he gives him a little gap. Negus is clear.
Yeah, it's a great job for them just trying to get single file right away. Obviously, what they're trying to do is just spread out and, you know, just run some laps, and a really good job of him just getting down to the bottom real quick.
Ooh, Hurley has a mistake there. He gets off the bottom. Move Nelson on by. Here comes Strandberg trying to join the party in the 01 machine. And I'm telling you, Hurley's going to have to fight a little harder than he wants to here, yeah, because there's a lot of cars. Oh, Hurley drives it in deep, goes around, loops it, caution flag waves, and we got to pile up on the bottom. The Red Bull machine slides up the racetrack of Madsen. Or no, that wasn't Madsen, excuse me, that was Mosier in the 43, and look at that pile up. Oh, Buckley, I'm eating my words here, brother. I told you, you know, we weren't going to see a lot of this, but this car seems like it's nasty, and 2 self-spins, but this caused a lot of mayhem.
Yeah, that's really kind of a product of what Bristol can bring you. Again, like I said, everything happens pretty fast here. As you see, the 77 just going down into the corner. He's trying to get down, turn it down, and probably turns a little too much, and almost the same thing where the rear end just kind of slips out from behind, and you're on your brakes doing the best you can to lock it down, but everybody's coming really quick.
Yeah, and look at Mosier. He thinks he's going to make it. I made it. And that 43, nope, you didn't make it. He gets turned, sent back up the racetrack, and here, this is where the big pileup ensues, because then there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's one of those things that, you know, you're trying to kind of shoot the gap and get away, and you want to get back on the gas and drive away, and he just got clipped at the very last second, and nothing worse feeling than when you think you've cleared something. The next thing you know, you're looking at the outside wall.
Let's pull up Dave Madsen here, if we can, Ryan. We haven't talked to him in a while, and he did a good job kind of maneuvering that thing through the wreck. Dave, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Dave, I'll tell you what, man. Hot hands going through that accident. What was that wreck like going through that, man? I'll tell you, good job keeping it clean.
Well, I didn't exactly keep it clean. I got into the 43 a little bit, so I might have a little bit of right front, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. But going through there, it was just, you really can't see what's going on in front of you, and you're slowing down. So getting through it was just like, it was a reaction. That's all I can tell you.
You got anything for him, Josh?
Bristol, you love this track?
Yeah, I do. I do like it, but it's one of those tracks that you gotta like, and you also gotta be lucky.
Oh, luck is definitely a part of Bristol Motor Speedway for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those deals you gotta be kind of a little bit lucky on this one. It's just one of those tracks that's so high speed, short, and you gotta go. So,
well, hey, hopefully the luck stays on your side here. Go get him, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that situation is basically what I was trying to talk about at the beginning before the race, is just that everything happens fast, and you really got to be paying attention as much as you can see out in front of you, because things happen really quick, and if you're not paying attention, then you can't just be, which is hard to do, especially if you're right behind another car trying to see past them, but you just got to try to use your vision the best. You see smoke up there, you want to be trying to check up, but you can't check up too much because the guy behind you might not.
The Pace car pulls off. They look to the sky. The green flag is high. We're going to watch some rubber fly as we're back underway here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Better jump this time for Kotska. There's the battle on for P2 firmly, or P2 this time firmly. Kotska pulls ahead through the center of the corner, and we are back under caution here. Couldn't tell where this kicked off. It looked like the 26 of Crisco and the 43 going to kick this one off, Ryan.
Yeah, it looks like there was a spin ahead.
Crisco in the 28, I believe. He comes up across the nose of the 43 here. We'll try to get you. I couldn't tell there, Josh, if the 43 maybe gets loose too, because it looked like he was maybe coming down. Maybe they meet in the middle. It's tough to tell.
Yeah, that one's really hard to tell. I don't know if the 43 was trying to come down to get a run on the car in front and didn't realize that the 28 was kind of drifting back up to be like that second lane. Yeah, you see right there. He's thinking about 3 wide at that moment. There's plenty of room, and obviously the time he goes to make that merge, and 28, it's coming across his nose. So. But just like I said with the 26 coming in behind, he saw the wreck, so he started checking up. But the guy behind him did not see it.
Yeah, it's the view here, Ryan. Just go on. Can we ride on one with Negus or somebody behind Negus? Just just right now, live, Ryan. Just so you can kind of see what they see in car. So you can kind of see what they're talking about. Now, you see, Josh, that's exactly what you're saying. Now, even if you want to look ahead, look at that view in the top left. You barely see anything. It's so difficult here with the banking at Bristol.
Oh, absolutely. It's just you got to try to do your best at it. Like I said, one of the greatest things that I've always tried to do, or not greatest, but one of the things I do is you keep an eye on the smoke. Even if it's someone just touching that outside wall, any smoke like that, you want to be aware of what's going on the best of your ability in case you need to try to check up or avoid something.
See here, drivers think they're going to double up this time. Should get the 1 to green. They indeed do. We'll have to see here. Field hasn't really shaken up much inside of the top 10, but boy, has it shooken up 11th through, or 10th through 20th, really. I mean, a lot of big movers as we've seen people kind of spin out. I mean, there you see 14, 15 spots. I mean, you can move here, but you just got to keep the nose clean. We'll have to see. I know, eventually, Josh, when this thing's over, you can tell me, what'd you say? We weren't going to have many cautions. The green flag run's coming. I'm going to keep telling you that, and I will eat my words if it doesn't. But it is coming here. As Tom Ogle drops the hammer, we're back underway. Scott Negus looking to return the favor here. He gets a good restart, but Kotska drives it in deep. Is he able to clear the 94 coming off the 2? He is. Courtney Nelson, is he thinking about going high and wide? Ducked the nose, but fell back in line. And well, we got one in the books here, Josh.
Yeah, I saw the 83 actually get a little loose behind Negus there. I was curious if that was going to cause anything, but he was able to round that up.
Yeah, and, sadly, with the way these guys, if they're this loose this early, Josh and I both know, that's not going to get better as the car starts to burn off some fuel and will scar up those right side tires. It's only going to want to slide that much more. So, guys, really going to have to be nice on that loud pedal here. And, wait till that wheel's completely straight to stomp that sucker back down to the floor.
Oh, absolutely. This tire wear is going to be a thing. It's just, a car into the wall there. The 09 into the wall. Looks like he's able to save it, but that might have been a big hit.
It's all because I pulled him up to the booth. That's the commentator's curse. I'm sorry, Dave. He gets back in the wall again. Oh, he's in it hard. You got to wonder if something maybe is broke on that right front. He said he did get a piece of it, but he didn't think it was too bad. You know how that goes, Josh, though. It cannot look bad, and, you maybe bend the toe out. You just really don't know from inside the car.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell until you go into that next corner and if the car turns or not, which it looks like I don't know if maybe he was just trying the top and realized the top really wasn't working, because now you see him on the bottom.
See those guys racing so hard here. Trying to find, if we go to the back of the lead lap, you don't need to go there, Ryan. Tom Embassy, I'm just looking. Leader's already within half a track here. I mean, this place is so small that if we stay 20, 30 more laps green flag, we're going to be coming up on lap traffic quicker than you know it here. So the 37 takes a dive. He's able to clear Hurley. Move Double E up one more. And remember, Essery, I think he was sitting 6th in points, maybe 5th. And he's one of those guys. He's got a win already this season, but he did miss a race. So Double E, when he's been here, he's been on fire.
As you see the 06 trying to go on the outside here, and he's for the most part making it work, but it's kind of getting him a little bogged out with the car in front of him kind of in the way at this point.
Dave Matson trying to fire back there on the inside. I believe that's Jaegerman on the outside in the 27. It is. Jack able to hold him off for now. Pulls under that left rear tire. Matson just trying to get as close as he can. I mean, Josh, you know as well as I do, it's one thing you can be quicker than that guy, but when you're stuck on the bottom and you can't float up to that outside wall, man, it makes completing that pass so much more difficult.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what the outside they try to do is definitely kind of like you're trying to drift up to keep your speed, but that car on the outside is kind of really hindering you, and you're trying to lift and not drift up into him and cause a wreck. As you see, he finally clears him.
Yeah, now here comes Paulson to the party here. Derek sends it in, trying to look under, and just ahead here. I mean, Matson trying to fire back here. He realized high side wasn't the place to be for that 09, as you stated. I may not have been car damage. It may just have been driver error and not liking the high side. But he is on fire on the bottom. Dave gets another one.
Yeah, no, he's looking good with that. And it literally could have just been that. He went up there to try to find some grip, realized it really wasn't a lot of grip. It wasn't holding on, and just tapped the wall.
Victor Lane now on the outside. That's Jeff Lemire taking peeks under him in the 36. And actually, maybe Victor's the one making moves on the outside. Look at that run he got on the 07. Goodbye, Rick, he says. Rick waves him on by. Rick may lose another one here. Oh, hopefully he doesn't get shoveled in 3 wide. Got Double E taking a peek on the bottom. 2 for 1 discount to 37. What a move there through 1 and 2.
Powerhouse move by him. It's just taking advantage of 2 guys that were kind of bogged up a little bit, racing each other, and he just came in with the momentum and said, see you later.
Continue to ride along with Leemeyer here. He's up 2 spots. He started 21st up to 19th, trying to get this one more, but you see the drive's just not there. Can't stomp it when he wants to coming off the corner, or else he's going to go up and tag that 07, and he's just got to continue to ride in line. As Victor Lane making moves on the bottom. Oh, he got a little bit loose. He gathered it up there, but he's going to lose that one back to Derek Paulson, who fights around on the high side in the 06. But man, Victor Lane, I think he'd be honest here. I'm not used to seeing him slice and dice this like this. He is moving it.
Yeah, it's just trying to use the bottom to the best of your ability. And you see when he got kind of loose, he's really trying to wheel it to get the car to turn and really just have a good exit. But being stuck on the bottom, he's going to kind of bog that down. And it's probably going to get tougher as the tires wear.
You can definitely see that. I mean, the 37 there, Double E, he's reeling in all 3 of them. I don't know. He got a 2 for 1. A 3 for 1's going to be pretty tough to do here. But they start rubbing. Oh, boy, maybe he can. Going to drive in, try to follow Victor here. Victor throws it in there. The 33, no fight. They're out of Todd Cousins. We're seeing the 33 there. He does have some nose damage, so you got to wonder. We always talk about that, Josh, where, maybe the car at, per se, Bristol, you don't really need the aero, but that is going to affect your tire wear. And, for you to keep up with those guys who've got the straight bumpers and all that downforce, you got to make your right front work a little harder when your car looks like that.
Yeah, you can see the bumpers really bouncing around on that. I mean, the good news is at Bristol, aero really isn't much of a thing, but as you're saying, it's definitely going to affect the handle a little bit. And that's probably why he's on the outside so much. Maybe just trying to, do the best he can. Maybe the higher banking is helping the car turn a little more. Just trying to, lessen the attrition if he can.
Now, Tom Ogle finally did put that first car a lap down, and when he did, it didn't go so easy for him. Andrew Kotzka's a lot closer now. And Negus, he gets to pick off the cherry tree here. The lapper never fights anybody else as hard as they do that first one. They're wishing for a caution, Josh. You can't blame them. And that's just kind of the way of racing.
No, absolutely. The one thing you don't want to do as a driver is go a lap down, because it's going to be difficult to get that back unless you get the lucky dog. So you'll fight the leader as hard as you possibly can. And the leader, that's what we're probably going to see, where it slows down the leaders, and it might just gather second and third back up.
Double E got by the boss man there, Victor Lane. He's able to go down and shut the door on Paulson. Victor can't follow Double E around Gavin Adams. Gavin then shut the door. Roll into another side-by-side. This is Matson and Allen. Ken Allen on the top shelf in that 49. Matson makes it look easy there. Good save by Ken. Oh, that was a slip inside there.
Yeah, that looked like another one of those. Ken just on the outside trying to send it in to try to keep the speed up. Had a little bit too much speed. Those tires didn't grip as well and bounced off the wall.
Now, I'm assuming it was damage related, but that 28 of Crisco, I did see he's able to pull back out on the racetrack, so trying to muster up some points. And, Josh, we obviously didn't do this together last season, but we talked about, and I'm sure with NASCAR, no more winning you're in, so you got to go out, you got to collect points. And, look at that 3 wide.
Oh, you can see right there, he got really tight on the bottom. I believe that's the 5. It was trying to drift up and, keep it, but you see he lifted to try to back out of that, because that could have been a bad situation.
Live to race another day, and that could be a race-saving move there, keeps it off the hauler for the time being, but we'll have to see. There's plenty of time left to go.
And the 06 just sent it in that corner, drifted up, almost doored that other car out of the way. Did a great job with no contact, though.
Double E here. He worked by Brian Lynch. Eric Etheridge just picking him up and laying him down here. Now, he did come down pit road lap 17. Now, with the way this thing started, didn't have a lot of green flag laps, but he is, let's be optimistic here for him. 5 or 6 laps fresher.
So watching a few of these cars here, and I'm really interested to see how they're kind of moving around. Like at first they were really on the bottom. You see some of them probably coming about a lane or a lane and a half up now. I wonder if that's just trying to help with the tire wear. Or...
Should mention too, Courtney Nelson, he got around Scott Negus, and he's a ways away. Nelson up into the top 3. He's already flirting with the front 2 here. He has reeled those guys in his lap traffic. Josh, in all seriousness, probably not a more treacherous track we'll come to this season for lap traffic. Maybe Martinsville, as there's not much of a place to get out of the way here, but man, as the leaders' tires start to go away, those guys can think like, oh, I'll give them the bottom. I'm going to stay out of the way. But, it's still not easy because the car wants to float up coming out of the corners.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to be getting less and less grip. So the more you're trying to push on the bottom, the car's just going to slide. And you're going to have to lift. And when you lift, there's all your momentum going out the door. But you got to make the best of it, and it's just part of racing. Bristol does not make it easy. Thankfully, it looks for so far, the leader, Ogle, it's not too difficult, but as these tires wear, it could get more and more difficult.
I like what Andy Thomas did there. Ryan had caught it. He let Tom Ogle kind of sniff underneath that 33 and then pounced as they were both a lap down but battling each other. And that's the way you got to kind of play the game here. You're going a lap down, but you got to try to find some bright spots. And I'll tell you what, Ryan, you may want to go one car back because we're going to have a battle here for second here pretty soon. Courtney Nelson right on the deck lid of Kotzka, who's trying to work under that 6 that we were talking about earlier. I mean, Courtney Nelson, Josh, this car's moving here late.
This car looks like it's on rails right now. It's really doing good. You can see him kind of better entry into the corner, and it's just able to keep the throttle down and, you know, follow him right through. So let's see if he'll be able to make the pass.
And man, there's a car, that green car, 2 cars up. He's a lap down. Gavin Adams, we are not used to seeing that car go a lap down. So it just says how tricky this race car and track combo is. I mean, the early spins, they've seemed to have figured it out, had a long green flag run. We're still a ways away, though, from a necessary green flag pit stop. Probably, I mean, Josh, realistically, I don't think there's much advantage here to a real early short pit, you know, anything before lap 100, because a green flag pit stop, you're going to go 2 laps down.
Yeah, you're going to be trying to make 2 different gambles. You're going to, one, pray when you when you get onto pit road that there is no caution. That could be a thing, as you see Nelson make the pass here. And then when you do pit, like, you know, when do you pit is going to be the big question. I like to do a little later and just have a little bit fresher tires if I can hold my lap times, but we'll see how they do it here.
Yeah, I think in a dream scenario, you're exactly right, because then, you know, you've got more that you can try to steal out of the car those final laps if you want to push it harder, rather than trying to just nurse your way home if you make an early pit stop. But never know what they're going to have to do. And I do think Tom Ogle got the memo, maybe listening to the broadcast, because when he got around that last lap car, he decided to check out. He's got a 2.5 second gap over Courtney Nelson, who now is in P2. And man, I was watching cars slide all around there. Who was that? It was a blue machine. 36. Jeff Lehmeyer, man, that thing, he is on ice skates right now. He's even trying to pass a lap car, but can't really get to the bottom. That allows Crisco to throw it underneath. And man, Josh, I don't know if these guys yet. All right, we've already got some guys coming down pit road. Now, Gavin Adams, he did go, oh no, caution flag waves.
That is exactly what I was talking about. If you hit pit road, that's the last thing you want to see.
And Dwayne MacArthur, and he's going to get some help here from the 01 of Kevin Strandberg. Tell us what you see, Josh.
Yeah, just exactly what he was definitely a little hotter into the corner and just couldn't get woed up in time. And with these noses and kind of how pointed they are, it doesn't take a lot to really get into the back of the car in front of you and spin it out.
Now, realistically, looking at this, I would say Ben Shepherd in the 46, Josh, he maybe gets the worst end of this. I mean, Dwayne, he's going to walk away just fine. He'll be able to come down, get new tires. I mean, everything's okay. He didn't get any damage. But this shot right here between the 01 and the 46, that may have rattled the cage here a little bit, but it's going to be tough to tell here till we see it.
Yeah, it's just the 46 not being able to get woed up really enough in time, and just, you know, you kind of have a pick a lane at that point, and you're committed. So
cars are coming down pit road here, so you'll get to hear Josh and I's lovely voice under this caution. This is a tricky pit road. This is one of the places where I'll pretty much put my foot down. I'll refuse to pull a driver up here because, Josh, so much going on. Whereas, you know, if we're green flag, most leagues have it set to where you only have to come down, you know, your pit road, not the full pit road. And, well, under caution, you got to make sure you ride the bottom the whole way around. It can get pretty confusing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and when you have this amount of cars, everyone on pit road, like, you're trying to get out of your pit box cleanly. You're watching for the cars coming behind you. You know, a car that might come out in front of you. It can be pretty hairy.
No, it's tough. I'm trying to fish here on the relative. Are we down to? Am I looking at this right? 13 cars on the lead lap here, I think. So that's an interesting shake. And, man, I'll tell you, Alan Wanamaker's still on the lead lap. Ken Allen there on the tail end. Those are some guys that, you know, maybe not necessarily are always thinking about, hey, can collect a win. But we saw what happened on cold tires early, Josh. One spin up towards the front, and, man, we could have a real wild card winner here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. It's especially with cold tires. You try to get on that throttle as soon as that green flag comes out, and you just start spinning them. And especially if you're up towards the front and you start spinning them, it is a pile up from then on.
Have to see what happens here. Is the pace car set the pull off? Tom Ogle takes a look to that shady sky, sun gone, green flag waves, and we are back underway. And I mention it that way for a reason, Josh. Track temperature is going to get colder here. That may help the grip levels a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely not having the sun is going to cool off the track a little bit. That'll mean more grip, but it also means the more you feel confident with the throttle, but then sometimes it kind of gets out from under you.
There you see in front of that 46, that's Dwayne MacArthur. I think it's settled down now. Nope, there he blinks away again. That's why, that's not Ryan's screen freezing. That is a car blinking away, coming back, and then reappearing. He's the magic man, and, well, we just had a car collected in the outside wall, and I don't know if it was because of the blinking, but I would think that it definitely had to do with the blinking. I'm going to try to rewind here to let you guys know if it did.
Yeah, that definitely looked like the connection issue from the car behind him definitely had a factor in that, because he just shot up the track like something hit him.
Okay, yeah, that is the craziest net code of all time I've ever seen. As you see a move for third here, that's between Negus and Nelson. Negus was one of those guys, he was chomping at the bit there on fresh tires earlier, and he goes again.
Yeah, you see Negus kind of using that middle to high lane there too, and he's definitely getting some really good runs off the corner. As I say that, he kind of goes to the bottom now, but as you see the 09 working on the outside as well. And it gets to the wall a little bit.
Oh, I was so glad to hear your voice, Josh. When Lowell left the room, I thought I disconnected Discord. I was panicking there for a second. It's pretty single file here. We do have a little side-by-side there. You see the boss man, Victor Lane. He's shooting to the top shelf. I believe that's Alan Wanamaker in front of him. It is. I love that paint job Alan's got this season. Well, while they're running single file, Ryan, zoom in on that thing. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty looking car.
I do like the way that looks. Yeah, definitely. Plenty of good paint schemes, though.
I wonder what Versteiner is, or Vorsteiner, however you would say it in German.
If I had to say so myself, my favorite paint scheme out there right now is going to be that 46. I am a big Days of Thunder fan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Who isn't? Boy, oh boy, that City Chevrolet machine. That was Brian Lynch. He may have some company here. Nope, he shut the door. Victor Lane rolling that outside, boys. Only car really doing it consistently here, and I don't know if I like what I see, if he's too aggressive here early, or if I do like what I see. I mean, he's making it work wherever he's got to go.
Yeah, he's definitely making it work right now, but then he seems to only use it if he needs to. With working the outside, tire momentum, and it's just kind of pick and choose if it supports your driving style, and this might just be what works for him.
Dave Mattson as well. That's somebody who, I mean, he's been through it. You know, he had to talk to me. That's the curse. He got in the outside wall 2 or 3 times after that discussion, kept it on the lead lap, and is there in P4 right behind Negus, as you see MacArthur. He continues to blink, and that's something, you know, I've seen in other leagues. Maybe you guys can attest, or you, Josh, but, you know, iRacing, they do, you don't wish this on Dwayne, you definitely don't, but they have done a better job of quote-unquote taking care of the blinking. But this has been a lot. I don't know how much longer that can continue.
Yeah, it's going to just kind of be up to everyone's decision on that. For the most part, he's doing a good job of trying to do. I don't know if he's really getting the notifications that, hey, he's got a connection issue. But if the connection gets worse, what it'll actually do is iRacing might actually put him on pit road.
There you see Essery worked under Victor Lane there as we were riding on the nose. Double E on the move. He's a top contender in this year's standings. Always keep an eye out on that 37 machine. And this is where, if you're Eric, you're going to get real nervous, Josh, because as I mentioned, he already missed a race this season, but he's been good when he's here. He can't afford a contact with a blinker.
No, absolutely not. And that's one of those things, like, you're kind of holding your breath. You know, hopefully the guy's, holding a very clear line and you can make your way around. And just hopefully there's no kind of netcode issue like we saw with the 06.
And the gap, Josh, between 4th and 5th is a full turn. I mean, they are really doing things differently here. Two different strategies. I wonder which one's going to pay off here.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about this track is there's a lot of different things you can try to do if it works to your advantage. And, running different lines and everything definitely doesn't hurt, especially if it, makes you faster.
Now, with what we saw in the first run, we didn't really see a caution, until we saw some guys with, well, I mean, let's be honest, one guy overdriving it late, maybe had newer tires, but, oh, there we go. I jinxed it. I was going to say, do we nurse the tires all the way thinking it's going to go green? But there it is on your screen. Caution flag waves, and that's some heavy damage.
I think I saw the 11 with a nose gone. Oh, the leader with some damage. I don't know if he just came up on the wreck.
Yep, he came up on the wreck.
Yeah, as you see right there, getting right into the back of the 26, and the leader's just coming around, and he's looking. But again, this is one of those situations where everything happens really fast, and he's just coming, and unfortunate for sure. But that's part of the luck thing I was talking about with Bristol. Yeah, he just committed to the outside last second and just not enough room. And you see Koska get into it too.
Yeah, and that's one, where if you're Tom, you're going to be a little heated as you never want to see. And, well, it stinks, but man, right before Tom gets there, keep it on the 26 here. He starts to move. He starts to roll it forward a little bit, and man, that's going to be the killer.
Yeah, it's just, part of Bristol, everything's happening so fast, being the leader, the wreck happening more towards the back of the pack, and you hope by the time that you get back around to it that it's kind of cleared itself, and definitely in that situation it did not.
Well, Tom Ogle, he is literally, and in every figurative sense of the phrase, he is going to drive this thing for broke now. Why not? Your car looks like that. You try to drive as hard as you can to get back up towards the front. This has been the season to forget, Josh, for that man. You weren't around last season, but that 11 was a force. And man, it just seems like if there's an accident this season, that 11 gets involved in it. It was the same thing last week at Darlington. I think it was on lap 4. No caution flag came out. It was a 1-car spin, and as they came down to the inside, he got gathered in it. And this is just, it's been terrible luck for that 11. He's not safe when he's leading. It doesn't matter where he is.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been there. I've had seasons that I came in with high hopes, and if the wrecks could find me, they somehow did. It does get frustrating. You just got to make the best out of it as you see him out there trying to, take as many points as he can, make the best of it, and move on.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because I think at the end of the day, if he can keep it on the lead lap, he's looking at close to a top 10. So that's what he needs is the green flag waves. Ben Shepherd leads us to the green. You see him in that 46 machine. He's listed as a 69. We're going to pretend it's a 69. And you see Tom there slow on the inside. It's not going to work.
Yeah, he as you see, we got a spinner in the 83.
And that's exactly what Tom Ogle needs here is Dwayne MacArthur. Not too sure here. That was a solo spin, and then he just disappeared. So I wonder. I think that was our first incident point victim here, Josh.
That was that was really weird. It kind of almost doing like a 3 wide. I don't know if he maybe cranked the wheel a little too much, and that car just went around. I don't think air had anything to do with that, but it possibly could have.
I wonder here if Tom will duck this thing back down pit road here.
If I were Tom, I'd be trying to get as much of that damage repaired as possible. You know, keep coming down. Make sure you're not taking tires if you don't need them. Just get that damage. So that way the car's at least drivable. That might be what it is. It could be a horsepower thing. He might have hit the gas pedal on that restart, realized the car really wasn't going, and just pulled off so no one got piled up behind him.
Yeah, and well, let's be honest there, Josh. Yeah, I mean, you said nobody piled up behind him, or you know where he lined up. Let's be real. He may have been piled into there, you know, with that spin of the 83. So, huge move by the 11, and it's something that you don't want to do. But I mean, you had touched on as we were going back green. He needs to get all those points, and the fact that he can stay out here, take those lumps the way he is, says a lot about that driver of the 11.
Yeah, it's a great thing to see because it's a lot of etiquette in these drivers, just, understanding what they have and trying not to ruin someone else's night to the best of their ability, but trying to do the best that you can to still gain as many points and everything that you can.
Still pace around here. You got to love the 11. I mean, he's going to come in every time he can here to try to work on this thing. Just staying on the lead lap. 15 seconds here, 20 seconds there.
What I did see is the nose of Kotska is a little caved in, so I don't know if that's going to have any effects as we get going on the restart here, but I'd be definitely keep an eye on that, especially like engine temps.
Yeah, I mean, two of the guys who, let's be honest, when I said outsiders at winning this thing, I mean, Ben Shepherd and Scott Negus, they would be two of those guys, and the fact that they're sitting inside of the top three right now really stand a chance at doing this thing. It's going to be interesting. Now, Ben, last time he pit was on lap 75. Everybody else on the lead lap, except Andy Thomas, has come in lap 100 or later. So he is out there on a little bit of a tire disadvantage. Won't be too much. Have to see if it's enough, though, for maybe Kotska get a good jump here on this restart, throw it in on the outside. The pace car pulls off. The green flag is high. Let's watch the rubber fly. We're back underway here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and that was a great jump from Kotska on the outside. Already flirting with the lead here off the 2. He's got him by a nose.
Yeah, you're going to see Kotska really just send it in the corner there, and he's going to use that drive off on the high line, and he is definitely going to clear the 46 here.
I mean, if you're Dave Matson, you just had the playbook laid out for you. You got to do the same thing to Negus, but he's not able to. The 94 clear, able to hold on to the final podium spot. And now, if you're Negus, Shepherd, Matson, Nelson, 80 or 90, we're a little under 90 laps here to go. I mean, that sounds like a long time, Josh, but you know as well as I do, here at Bristol, that's going to go pretty quick. You can't let that dog off the leash too far.
No, absolutely. You want to try to keep your momentum up and just keep going. These laps will go away really quick, but what you want to do right now is focus, focus, and focus. You want to pay attention to what's going on. If the guy in front of you is a little faster, you're trying to see what he's doing.
There we go. Ryan was on the same page. Double E on the bottom. Flirting here with Courtney Nelson. Eric Essery trying to work it. Nelson, he's one of the best here. He's going to make that car on the inside really drive that thing. Run those right side tires off, and man, that's 78 perfect defense. He's able to fall back in line.
Yeah, no, a great job what he did right there. You're just doing exactly what I've been talking about. Really pinching that car on the bottom down, especially towards the exit where he really cannot get the throttle down and just takes off.
If you're Eric, that just, man, it frustrates you. Negus kind of feeling the same thing here. Stuck there behind Ben Shepherd in the battle for second. I don't know if he's willing to go to the outside, but, oh, he almost drove it in there deep. Oh, man, you could tell. He didn't lock him up, no smoke, but he skidded him a little bit there. Josh has slid up the racetrack. He's lucky he didn't tag the 46 there.
Oh, yeah, he definitely tried to come in there a little hotter than the 46 did, and he knew what he had to do, which was check up. So you see him go to the outside a little bit, see if he can get a little bit of a better run.
Yeah, and by week 10, you'll hear me start saying the 69. But for now, I keep seeing 46 on that thing, and it's overworking my brain here. As Negus does finally go to the outside, he's clear, and he did it just in time because look at this lap car. Negus could have been in trouble if he didn't get it done that quick.
Yeah, no, he was doing the same thing. He realized, go a lane up, really send it into the corner, really got a run on the 46, pinched the 46 down a little bit, and just took off.
Tom Ogle there going down pit road, too slow for the 11, and what could have been night for Tom. This is going to be tough pill for the 11 to swallow, but going to have to get out there. He needs to log as many laps as he can. Could be important for late in the season.
Yeah, an unfortunate thing with racing, you get involved in wrecks and the things that are kind of out of your control. You got to make the best of it and then just move on.
You see, that was a battle for position between lap cars, but the 01 is a ways up ahead of them. Kevin Strandberg, if a caution flag were to fly, Kevin Strandberg would receive the lucky dog as of now from what I'm seeing. So he's hoping for a caution flag, but I don't know if we're going to get one here for a while as it's maybe settled down.
Yeah, that's all you can really hope for if you're that, first car a lap down. Just, hopefully the leader doesn't pass somebody else and trap them, but you want to try to stay as close to the leader as you can. So if the leader does pass someone else, you can make a move.
This is Dave Matson here, trying to make the move for third. Josh, think he's going to get it done?
Yeah, he's definitely committed to the bottom after we saw him in the wall a couple times on the outside, but it looks like he's trying to make it work, but as of right now, it's the same thing. That outside is just kind of better on the exit.
Yeah, and I think Dave heard you there. You saw he immediately swung up. He's like, well, I got cars coming up behind me. I better try something else out here. Goes down, shuts the door. Oh, double E, welcome to the party here. Eric Essery goes high and wide. Matson, now he goes up top and shuts the door. Nelson on the bottom. Oh, we're racing.
Wow, that 37 is definitely coming. The 09's like, I need to kind of get going. He knows the 46 holding him up a little bit. You see the 46 get loose off the corner there, and you got Nelson on the bottom. This is the patience part of Bristol I was talking about. It's help that sometimes you need.
Oh, Matson tags that outside wall. He loses a couple here. Hurley even going to get a piece of it. And Roger move the 77 up to 6th. Matson back to 7th as here we go. Courtney Nelson. He's going to send his shot on the inside. Shepard has been too tough to beat here when he's been on the outside. Can somebody finally get it done? Not this time.
As these laps log away here, I'm curious if any of these guys might start using the old saying that 8 tires turn better than 4.
Yeah, I mean, especially, when you know that you need to go, because Courtney Nelson, yeah, he is up to 3rd now. He got it. But if you look at that relative, I mean, he's 1.5 seconds off of those two as Negus thinks about making a move for the lead. On the outside, couldn't do it. Kotska shuts the door. Negus drives it in deep. He almost goes in and hugs that outside wall. Oh, he's got to run. He sticks the nose to the outside. Is he going to get him here, John? Side by side at the line.
Yeah, this is going to be, it looks like the outside line is really starting to come in, but Koska is not backing down. He's sailing into the corners. You see a lap car that's really going to break the momentum for Negus as he checked out there.
Oh, and that Negus is going to be kicking the floor. Caution flag waves, and now, JB, strategy gets interesting, brother. I think you got to hit pit road, and this is going to be the last time you want to do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're definitely going to want rubber here, especially as the outside line seems like it's starting to come in.
It was Ben Shepard.
Yeah, that looked like it was really just the 46. Like I said a few laps ago, kind of got loose on the exit of the corner and just was trying to save it, trying to catch it, and there was a car low.
And man, what a heartbreak there for the boss man. He was having a pretty good run, and Shepard as well, sitting inside the top 10, but
now
another shakeup.
2 tires here, maybe.
Oh gosh. Okay, man, you're really throwing a wrench here. I got to think. I don't know, to be honest with you, because sometimes Me personally, it upsets the handling of the car, but I mean, I guess that's going to be driver preference. Some guys, I guess it'll help them loosen it up, but I don't know if you'd want that. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's really just how the car is driving for you. And honestly, track position. If you feel like you have a good car and you have decent speed, but you just want to gain some spots and be up towards the front and get cleaner air, maybe you take that gamble.
Yeah, slowest pit stop inside of the top 7 was 14 seconds. So now everybody getting the 4. Just feeling like I guess we got a little too long to go, but I said nothing quicker than a 14 as my camera guy tries to smart off to me in the back. He mentions an 18-second pit stop. That is not quicker, Ryan. That is slower. As the 18-second pit stop, I will enlighten him. Courtney had that nose damage, so I guarantee you they were pulling out that front end here. Just trying to shape everything up here, Josh. You know, give it one last... try to make it look pretty before he makes his run to the front here.
Now, it looks like, I don't know. Okay, these are cars taking the waiver around here. So we'll have Kotska and Negus in the front row. With the way the outside seems to be coming in, I'm a little surprised that Kotska is taking the bottom here. But we'll see what happens.
So now while NASCAR gets lane choice, Ryan could talk in my ear here. I don't think these guys do. I'm almost certain it's just go on the bottom.
Well, that might be one
different thing. Yeah, so it's as they go back underway here, it would be nice, you know, maybe you would want to choose that outside, especially after you saw the way he played defense. But then again here, we're back to new tires, and Negus, while he wants to run that outside, he maybe doesn't realize how quick that 37 is here. Move double E into P2 for the moment, but Negus fighting back, man. He is driving that thing hard, Josh.
Yeah, I think it might have just been really Negus lost a little bit of time, those cold tires. You got to get them at least a little bit heated up for them to really grip. And as you see, looks like 37 is going to clear him.
He does, and Negus now wants to fall in line, not trying to stay upstairs. No need to. Go the short way around till you get there. This time by, we'll be coming to 60 laps left to go. And 30 miles, it's going to go in the blink of an eye here. Lap time is 15 seconds. See Brian Lynch trying to nose to the outside there. That's Alan Wanamaker, and that'll be the battle for 6th. Alan holding pretty firm here, and I believe Andy Thomas, yeah, he's up 18 spots. He'd be the big mover. He's right behind Brian Lynch, so keep an eye on that 6, man. That's somebody, we saw him go a lap down earlier, remember? And, I mean, for him to keep fighting and stay out there, big run here for Andy Thomas.
Yeah, no, definitely a great run, especially with what we saw earlier. But that's sometimes how cautions fall. It can help you, and it looks like it's done a great job for him. You just got to make the best of the opportunities, and he's definitely trying to do that.
37 starting to bark here. Is Esser. He's got the lead down to about 2.5 tenths of a second. He's coming to play, and so is Negus. I mean, this is a fight. Negus probably surprising himself here, Josh. I mean, he's proven to be one of the quicker cars on the track at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's short track racing. For some guys, it might just be better for him. I have raced with Negus a few times, mainly on short track, so this might just be kind of fitting to his style as you see him go to the outside of the 37 here and make another run.
I'm telling you, though, you heard Ryan kind of mention it to us. It is those golden arches. I pick on him about it. Last season, he ran McDonald's on this thing. I want to say he got 2 podiums, Josh. For some reason, he took the best and greatest restaurant in the world off the hood of that car, and all the luck went away. No more podiums. He put McDonald's back on it this season when I cried for it, and he's already been on the podium once. So it definitely is those golden arches as he gets the pass done for second. And don't tell me that 487 wasn't watching the mirror, okay? He immediately goes to the outside. He is like, what is that 94 doing? I mean, unbelievable. Negus is really opening some eyes.
That's exactly what you need to do as the leader. You're trying to set a pace, but you see that people are making passes behind you, or you see they're changing their lanes and it's working and it's getting closer to you, so you're paying attention to that, and then you want to take that lane away. It's exactly what he's doing right now.
And if you're Negus here, this really limits the options because he can run him down, but he's got to be good to the right sides. He can't heat him up, especially if he wants to have grip coming out of the corners on the bottom. So he's going to have to walk a line here, and I like what Kotska's doing more now. He's running the middle with a cut down. He's going to try to hog up both lines here.
Yeah, as you see Negus actually catch the wall a little bit, and the 36 is making a look on the bottom going, hey, I'm still here too. 37, sorry.
There Kotska goes in. He drives it high. He's running that cut down, like I say, playing defense on both lines. Meanwhile, Negus, he's got to do his own thing. He is there. Scott Negus flirting for this lead, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a 4-car battle here soon. If we zoom out a little bit, here comes Courtney Nelson to the dance.
This is going to get entertaining really quick. Kotska obviously doesn't have the same speed as the 3 behind him, and it's coming.
And that's the thing with Kotska, Josh. He might just be bottling him up, letting him use his stuff here, and then, man, we're about 2 laps away from lap traffic. This could get super interesting. Guys trying to set up picks. Oh, man, who you got here? We're like 45 to go, boys.
Yeah, pick who you want to win this race right now, because out of these 4 cars, it's about to get crazy. When you get lap traffic, it's going to change everything.
And I'm telling you, there's an outside chance that it's Dave Matson in 5th, or heck, even Alan Wanamaker in 6th, depending on how frisky these guys get. We've seen the leader be involved in a previous caution. It could definitely happen again. Things happen fast here. Negus slips up. He opens the door for Double E. We got a lap car on the outside. What does Negus do? He loses 1. He loses 2. Big mistake for the 94. Knocks him off the podium. And now he's really going to have to put his head down here.
Oh, absolutely. He did the one thing I'm a little surprised he did. It looked like he really backed off and didn't want to do the 3-wide situation. But with the lap slot, kind of winding down here, I would have shoved my nose in there because there was plenty of room. But he tried to be a little nicer about it than I would have been.
And that's where Negus knows maybe we might need those points here later. Battle for the lead. Double E on the inside. Oh, he made it look easy there so far. He's got half a car length on him. Does he shut the door? Doesn't need to. Gonna have lap traffic up there. Welcome to the lead. Double E here in Tennessee.
Oh, great move by YesterYear there to get the lead there. Just didn't really have to use the lap car that much as a pick, but kind of did, because you saw that Kotska really kind of backed up a little bit. I don't know if maybe the air from that lap car slowed him down a little bit.
No, and we've seen the pace out of this 78. Now you got to think, he's got to go now. Absolutely put the pedal down. He has got to go. Find a way around the 47, or Double E is going to check out of the hotel here. But, man, now Kotska back down on the bottom there. Courtney gave him the chrome horn. There we go. He goes around. Kotska saves it. Negus gets a piece. And we are under caution, but we saw the bump and run cost the bumper. And that doesn't happen too often here, Josh.
Oh, that is Bristol right there. It's just, you get, it's go time. So you're doing the best you can to go. You're trying to get a good run. Obviously, the 47's trying to play a little bit of defense. It just looks like he's kind of rotating the middle of the corner a little better, just tries to run right behind him. And the 47 didn't have the same kind of speed, bumped him. And like I said, with these noses, and then, Negus right behind, kind of hard to see.
And Dave Matson, look at that Cheetos machine coming out there just flinging dust on everybody. He goes right by on the outside, clean as a whistle. Dave, this could be a storybook night for the 09 here.
Oh, great decision on just going to the outside there. As you can see, in car, that happened really fast, and you have to make a decision, and he made the right one there.
Interesting there, too. So we did have, I want to say, actually, every car on the lead lap but Brian Lynch came down pit road for tires there. I would not have thought that for a second, Josh. I'm truthfully baffled by this.
For the 37, I probably would have stayed out. For Kotska, I probably would have pitted to try to get the freshest rubber you can, see if it helps benefit you speed-wise. It's a gamble, but, I mean, yeah. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. The only one I really expected to come down was Kotska, because why not? You slid sideways. You may as well. You got nothing to lose. But, I mean, as we were kind of getting information from the man in the back there, he did mention Alan Wanamaker. He had an 8-second pit stop. So that's going to be one of those right sides, I would imagine. I wouldn't be thinking left sides, Josh. That would really throw me for a loop here. But that's maybe the move here that Alan Wanamaker needs here. That puts him P2.
And it's pretty much what I was talking about with the last one. 2-tire stop. Could be beneficial depending on the way the tire wear was. I didn't think the lefts really wore all that much. And we're looking at, almost 30 laps to go. That's going to go quick. So you might be able to hold everybody off with just the 2 rights.
Yeah, that could be a big-time move, especially we've seen that guy, on the outside kind of be a jerk, man. Pester that guy, not make it easy. So if Alan can kind of just hold firm, middle top, it's going to be tough to get by that 74. But right now, Brian Lynch, the man to beat, out front, drops the hammer. We are back underway. Great restart from that Hooters number 9.
No, it was a fantastic restart. It almost, I like to call it, the outside lane was a little bit sleeping there, and that's probably where these 2 tires might not help, as you see the 37 already making a move to clear Wanamaker there.
Yeah, Double E already up to P2. Courtney Nelson chomping at the bit. He goes low, moves himself up into 3rd, and now, man, Dave Mattson, there he goes back into P4. Mattson on the charge here. Negus, he's back there in P8 after getting that nose damage. He's got a bunch of lap cars in between him and Andy Thomas, but Andy trying to move inside the top 6 once again. He works underneath, but we got a battle for 2nd.
Nelson making easy work of that car right there in 2nd place.
And Brian Lynch did not come down pit road, remember, in that 9 machine, so oh no! Him and Mattson come together. Mattson points out we're not going to get a caution flag for that reason as he disappears. And Dave Mattson, oh man, he had kept that thing so good, but we had watched him. He pounded the wall a couple times by himself. He got the car contact in the beginning, he said in his interview, and man, that's going to doom him. That's a tough break, Josh.
Yeah, it was a tough break. It happened pretty fast. I'm not sure. It's just it's a tough break, but somehow it didn't bring out a caution. He might have just alt-ed forward, so it didn't bring out a caution. I'm not sure.
And all of a sudden, boys, the man who qualified 27th is in 3rd place. Are you kidding me? Ken Allen, we have not talked about him one freaking time tonight. Look at that thing. I mean, clean, straight as an arrow. We get a caution flag here late, boys. I mean, he's right there. I mean, he can almost taste it.
Yeah, Ken is a short track guy for sure, but again, this comes back to the patience sometimes. He didn't really seem like he really had the fastest car, but he just tried doing exactly what it looks like. Keep the car clean and just keep going.
Unbelievable ride for him is, man, hopefully he can carry that momentum, but at the same time, the guy behind him, you'd like him to slip up a little bit. I mean, Thomas, he's had a great run. We talked about him earlier, going a lap down, fighting back. He's holding on to 4th. Brian Lynch behind him, rounding out the top 5, and, well, maybe not for long here. As Alan Wanamaker, he's looking low. That's Negus coming into fight here. This is getting pretty interesting here for 5th, Josh.
Yeah, I see. I was just waiting to see if that 9 car drifted up a little bit. Did a good job staying down. Negus is on rails right now on that outside line. You see Koska's trying to follow him. There's always a little bit of a bobble there.
Yes, Kotska, he's going to be running that thing hard. This is going to be a what could have been night for him as well, as he's possibly looking at a win, without maybe some contact, but it is what it is. That's the way it goes sometimes. And to recover, be P6 right now, I think he'd be pretty happy with that.
No, absolutely. I'd be happy with that. Obviously, you're going to try to get every position you can right now. He knows he's got some speed, but as you saw, kind of as you got a little bit of wear on the tires, his car did fall off a little more than everybody else.
And then last time by, the leaders almost identical lap times. Oh, there we go. Thomas puts himself on that bottom step of the podium, does get Ken Allen, but oh, and now they're both up 23 spots. So Andy says, not only did I just take the podium from you, I took our charger too, brother. Eat that. So, I mean, we'll have to see if Ken can respond here. Oh, Alan Wanamaker was low. Couldn't tell what happened there to the 74.
Yeah, it's just everybody bunching up right now. Wanamaker's really falling off. I'm a little surprised. I didn't think 2 tires would make him fall back this much.
Yeah, so he and I rewinded there quick. Coming out of 2 a lap ago, he got a shot from the 01 of Kevin Strandberg, which really loosened him up, and he was able to save it. Oh, you
see a car go high there. Yep. Yeah, you saw. I'm not sure what number the car was, but it just on the bottom and then shot up the track.
Okay, so Torrance Childs, Ryan, gets into the back of Jack Yeagerman, and then we'll see John Brown check up to kind of miss it, and when he shoots low, he gets hit by that 69 of Ben Shepherd. So there's a lot that happens here in front to kind of cause this. It wasn't just like, I don't want to throw shade here at John Brown, act like this was all on him here. Definitely a lot happened in front, but he's going to be responsible for the caution.
Yeah, that's Bristol, to be honest with you. It's kind of how this goes. Just everything happens so fast, and you have to be extremely reactive. And I mean, it's definitely difficult because the thing you got to do is get these cars to slow down. And trust me, they don't stop on a dime.
Now, I'm kind of surprised here because with the fall off I saw there from Brian Lynch, I'm coming down pit road. There's no way with only, we have 8 cars in the lead lap. Are you kidding me? Not a chance if I'm not in the top 3 here, Josh, that I wasn't coming down pit road. I'm kind of surprised they didn't come down, for the extra, it would have been almost 20 lap fresher tires. That would have mattered, I think.
Yeah, maybe. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have come down myself, especially if I had the good track position, just because 20 laps isn't terrible at Bristol because it's not very long as you see him actually come down here.
Yeah, there Brian Lynch is coming down, definitely. I mean, because he was out front, and was kind of left like a sitting duck. So that's the one, that would have been the huge head scratcher if he didn't come. I mean, and honestly, if I'm Wanamaker, Strandberg, he just got the lucky dog, so he'll be tail end. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting here.
Well, one thing I learned for sure, 2 tires is not the play because Wanamaker made that pretty clear. The way he just fell through the pack, it's just I'm surprised by that. I didn't think the 2 tires would be that bad, but obviously it's showing 4 tires is better than 2.
No, and this is no shot at Allen too, but kind of like you were talking about earlier here, Josh, where you got to wonder. I mean, some guys aren't necessarily comfortable on cold tires, let alone just 2, and it can really be differences to where maybe if you put the 37 or the 78 on 2 tires, might handle a little better. You never really can tell, but. My eyes are set on that guy on the outside of row number 4. I'm telling you, brand new sneakers in that number 9. Let's see what he can do. He'll have 10 laps left to dance. Is the pace car going to pull off? We have 5 miles left to play at the Bristol Motor Speedway as we're back underway.
Elbows up now.
And it's going to be hammer down battle for the lead. Courtney Nelson trying to stick the nose to the outside. Double E. Can he make that thing wide? Here, center off. He doesn't. He leaves the lane. And, man, Courtney Nelson, here he comes knocking on the door, baby. 9 laps to go.
You see him really sailing it into the corner on the outside, trying to make that work. He does to get a little bit to the outside, but you see the 37 with a great run on the bottom.
And Courtney Nelson so close here. Do they make a mistake? Do they make contact? Ken Allen holding on to that third and final podium spot here for the moment as you see those guys racing. Brian Lynch is on the move. He's gotten 2 spots. He's trying to take a peek under Andy Thomas here as that battle for third is on. Kotska taking a peek.
Kotska looks like he's going to clear into the turn here. Yep. Just trying to do your best. Kotska's had speed all night, so definitely not surprised by that. As you see, it looks like Allen might have gotten on the wall a little bit.
Yeah, and Kotska is praying these two up front start racing a little harder as it is coming to 5 laps to go. You could put them under the same blanket here. Courtney shows him the nose. Double E leaves him half a lane. Courtney, they almost touched, Josh.
Oh, wow, that was a really hard charge by Nelson into the corner there, and 37 saw it, gave him the room. I don't know how they didn't touch there.
And now Courtney says, well, you want to go to the bottom? I'll try to drive up high. As you see Andy Thomas, trying to hold off. He does for the moment. There's Brian Lynch. He's got the freshest set of sneakers, but no room to use them right now. Thinking about taking it on the bottom. Oh, Andy leaves it open here. That Hooters machine sticks half a car length down there. But, man, Thomas so quick coming off the corner. He's able to prevail, but he overdrives that a little bit. They pull even. Brian Lynch flirting with fourth.
No, it's just definitely like you're saying. He's trying to use those tires to the best of his advantage, get every spot possible. I mean, points are a big deal. So as we get the white flag,
waves here, boys. Yeah, Nelson not close enough to get there. He sent it in deep into one, missed the apex. Double E rolls through 3 and 4 for the final time. He looks to the sky, reach up and grab another checkered flag. He's back in victory lane here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Courtney Nelson, P2, and Andrew Kotska drives himself back to a podium. Great run there for the 47. Brian Lynch fourth, and man, Andy Thomas up 21 spots there to round out the top 5. As you see, Double E park it on the stripe. What a race that was, Josh. Cautions early, but man, they burned it down there towards the end.
No, great racing by everybody there. That's what I love about this track. There's so many different options and things to do, and these guys definitely showed you how much fun this can be.
Well, we're going to step away here for a quick minute on the Virtual Grip Network. Let Double E refresh himself here, grab a drink, do what he needs to do, and we'll be back with your full field rundown and interviews from your top 3. Stick around. We are back live on the Virtual Grip Network where, man, cautions early, long green flag run, and then some cautions sprinkled in at the end that made this one pretty memorable. Josh, I'm glad you were here tonight, man. This was a good show for you to attend.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's the racing of Bristol. Like, tempers flare, things like that. You try to make the best out of everything and take every little advantage you got. And, Bristol's Bristol, man. I love it.
Well, let's go ahead, Ryan. Fire it up there. Let's take a take a look at the final list here. Double E brings home the win. Courtney Nelson, Andrew Kotska round out your podium. Brian Lynch, Scott Negus, your top 5. Andy Thomas, Ken Allen, Kevin Strandberg, Alan Wanamaker, and Jack Yegerman. The first car a lap down rounds out the top 10.
Finishing 11th was Gavin Adams. 12th was Todd Cousins. 13th, Horns Childs. 14th, Tom Massey. 15th, John Brown. 16th, Dave Matson. 17th is Chris Bates. 18th, Ben Shepard. 19th, Roger Hurley. And Victor Lane in 20th.
21st is going to be Crisco, Robert Gorisco, and man, 22nd, what could have been for the 11 machine. He was quick. He was leading the way. Contact with a lap car. They're going to make him finish P22. Dwayne MacArthur, Blinken, 23rd. Jeff Leemeyer. Derek Paulson rounds out the top 25 in the rest of the field. Rick Nitz, Clay Walker, Bob Fellenbaum, and Kelvin Mosier. Now, we bring up our third place finisher, the driver of the 47, somebody we talked to an awful lot last season, Andrew Kotska. Shaggy in the booth, brother. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, this is going to be one of those where, you may be a little ticked off, but at the end of the day, when you look at it as a whole, I mean, you recovered, brought this thing back to third, man. What's going through your mind after a phenomenal run?
Yeah, just like you said, I'm just more shocked that I was able to get back up in third place tonight. It was a wild race out there. I had a bunch of front end damage. Felt bad getting into the back of Tom, but it looked like he was already launched in the air before I got there. He had such a fast car tonight, so feel bad for him getting knocked out early. And yeah, that damage really just hurt my car throughout the whole race. No matter what I did, the tires just burned up. So those cautions at the end kind of helped me to kind of keep me in it here, and good for that. But it would have been nice if we went a little bit longer on our green runs earlier on. I think it could have been pretty exciting finish on the green.
Yeah, it was one of those that obviously, you got them sprinkled in there in the beginning. Did you, after you had the damage, did you kind of need the ones sprinkled in at the end to help you, keep the tires cooled? Were they helping you towards the end as opposed to, the ones earlier?
Yeah, those ones near the end were definitely helping, because I know I was overdriving the car at that point, just trying to hold my position. And if it went green, I definitely would have dropped like a stone. I probably would have got lapped there with the way the car was handling at the end.
I'll tell you what, man, you had your hands full tonight, and for you to kind of spin this thing around to be on the podium, that's a great job. And with no more winning in, every point means something. And this is one you may look back on, Andrew. Great run. Congrats on the P3. Who you want to thank, brother?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, first of all, thank you guys here in the booth. You guys do such an awesome job every night, and I'm sure there's a bunch of guys out there watching the race that unfortunately got kicked out earlier, so hopefully they're at least enjoying the end of the broadcast. Shout out to the entire OBRL admin team and all the drivers here. Usually our races are a little bit cleaner than tonight, but it's Bristol. It happens. And shout out to all friends and family watching out there on YouTube.
No, and obviously you're stuck in the car there, Andrew. So, I'm sure a lot of it not going to come to a surprise, but it wasn't you guys really roughhousing. It's just that this car's been tricky, man. Guys losing it in front of guys, center of the corner, and it's just going to be a learning curve, man. This car's difficult, but that's what we want to see. You guys have to wheel something that isn't necessarily always on rails. It lets you top guys kind of set yourself to the top. So good luck the rest of the way here, man.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Andrew Kotska bringing home P3, and now my partner, he's got the man who brought home P2. Who you got?
I got P2, Courtney Nelson. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you were coming through the field. It was a lot of fun to watch. I'm not even going to lie. Do you think you really had anything for Eric there?
I think if we wouldn't have got that last caution, I think I would have had a better chance. Just the pace I was running and the way it felt. I tried on that restart to try to get him on the high side, and I can't run the high line anywhere. So I just burnt the right front clean off those couple of laps trying to clear him. And then I just didn't have anything for him when I got under him. I'd have took us both out if I'd have stayed there.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. I saw a lot of guys try the top and they couldn't make it work there. That was going to be my next question there, is just if the top, you could try to make that work, but even then, you kind of block it off. But Bristol's Bristol, man. It's the way it goes. You were able to do the most important thing I was saying, is to keep that car clean. You did definitely a great job of that tonight.
Yeah, that was the goal. I got a 4X from that deal when I guess Koska got a little loose when I touched his back bumper and I got spun around, but luckily I didn't hit anything.
No, it's definitely a good job. You just do the best, and like I said all night, you got to be aware of what's going on in front of you and try to check up in time. Part of Bristol, but again, I just want to say congratulations on the second place. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, the team, Eric, for just that finish was really fun. I didn't get the one more step up, but it was a blast. Me and him battled last weekend, and I was the one that got the win last weekend. So it's just the OBRL, my wife for putting up with me doing this, my teammates, Dwayne, Crisco, all the guys over at LBR. This has been an awesome season, so I'm looking forward to keep plugging away.
Yeah, no, keep doing what you're doing, man. That car was a rocket tonight, and congrats again on the P2 finish.
You guys have a good night. Talk to you soon.
And now now we get to talk to the man here, Josh, who arguably would be the point leader if he didn't miss a race. Double E, Shaggy in the booth, brother. You got a copy.
I got you, man.
I'll tell you what, man. I might have to start calling you Tyler Reddick, brother. I mean, you are dominating when you show up for these things, whether it's, just flirting there second like you were last week, or getting it done, second time this year. What is it about? I mean, in the beginning of the race, you were as far back as a rewound there 22nd, and you're able to just milk it back up to the front. How do you do it week in and week out?
I just love these old cars. It's you got to change your thinking of all these newer cars. It's all about go hard all the time, and these, you just don't do that. With these, you got to be patient. And here you could see just everybody was kind of taking themselves out one at a time, until there was just a few of us left, and just kind of found a nice groove there. Looked like me and Courtney both sort of figured that out, and it just paid off, and in the right position. If we went another 100 laps, I probably would have found more trouble, and somebody else would have took the ring.
Now, with the cautions kind of sprinkled in at the end, do you think, I mean, obviously you walk away with the win, but looking at how you drive this thing, I think that kind of hurt you, don't you? I mean, you probably wanted to go the rest of the way on that final set. I mean, you came down lap 164. You probably wanted to stay out there, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted long green flag runs. However, we had to do it. And so, I figured if I didn't pit, everybody else would. And there wasn't that many on the lead lap. And I think tires would have mattered just enough with that amount left. And then from there, I think most everybody was going to be out of tires. So I just wanted to go green. I felt like that was where I was the best anyway. And Courtney was gaining on me. I kind of get tired of seeing him around me because I know he's so good. But he raced me really clean, and we raced clean last week. And so it ended up being a great battle.
Well, I'll tell you what, Eric, you better get used to it because, man, you and Courtney, you guys are going to go back and forth here, I think, for the rest of the year. This was an awesome race to watch, man. Congratulations on the big win. Who you want to thank before you get out of here?
Just thank Jesus, Lord and Savior, and God just for blessing me with this opportunity to get in here and have this much fun on an old Bristol track. Running the bottom, running against an old Dellenhart looking car. You can't get any better than that. So thank the Lord for that. And say hi to mom and dad, brother and sister-in-law if they're watching, and my beautiful wife, Hillary, for allowing me to do this. And of course the admins for putting everything on, and they're going to stay up all night probably going through every little incident. But and then you guys for putting on a good show.
Well, hey, man, one more question before you get out of here. I forgot off week next week. So, you got a break next weekend. When we come back, we're at Texas. How are we feeling? You confident going into Texas?
Yeah, I think it's old Texas too. So
Yes, sir.
that's good. And anything that's older style, older cars, older tracks, I love it. And we're taking next off week for Easter. So remember, that's the day Jesus rose from the dead to save us for sins. So everybody keep that in mind.
Congratulations, Eric. Look forward to seeing you back on the track, man. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Double E getting it done here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And boy, oh boy, Josh, I mean, that was a good one. Guys, definitely you could hear it. They're not fully exhausted, but 200 laps around this place. I mean, you could hear it. They're out of breath.
Oh, absolutely. This track takes a toll on you, and you're wheeling that car, doing the practice laps that I did on it just to see how it was. You're definitely wheeling this thing, and it was a lot of fun. And man, this was really enjoyable to watch.
Well, we got some more enjoyable things to watch coming up this week on the Virtual Grip Network. I always cheat and use next Sunday as the one that I talk about, but as we mentioned there is nothing for next Sunday, so I scramble to the race that I am doing next Friday at the Southern National Speedway. So if you want to hear my lovely voice again, that's where you'll want to tune in. But Josh, you got something that catches your eye?
Well, obviously, being league owner of the series, I'm going to be a little biased on this, but I'm looking forward to North Wilkesboro tomorrow night, Monday the 23rd. Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series heads to North Wilkesboro Speedway in the trucks for the first time. Doing the practice race tonight, it's a handful, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Man, I wish I didn't broadcast on Monday nights. Running trucks? Man, that actually, I'm jealous hearing that. That actually does sound like a good time. I may have to tune in and check that out. But, hey, you know the deal, Ryan. We're wrapping it up. We're calling it quits here. That is going to do it for the OBRL YesterYear Gen 4 Cup Series. I'd like to thank my partner, Josh Buckley, the dude in the back, Ryan Seneker, and last but not least, we at the Virtual Grip Network want to thank all of you for tuning in. Have a good one and happy Easter.